Hey guys, welcome. This is a general reading for the collective of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Welcome, cross watchers, and if you're new to the channel, happy to have you join us. I am pulling from the Rose Oracle to get us started. Keep in mind that we are now free and clear, meaning all planets are direct from now through May 7th. We have the new moon in Taurus coming up this weekend, so I'll be doing a special reading for that, good for all signs. And we did have Mars just moved into the sign of Leo, so you should be feeling, we're in Taurus season now, so as an earth sign, if you're here as the Capricorn, you should be feeling a little bit back in your element, things slowing down, except for that Mars in Leo, since Mars rules our activated body, right? So it's now in a fire sign, which means we have the motivation to get up and go, while life itself may be kind of getting back to a bit of a normal pace and everything seems to be moving forward. Just wanted to make note of that so you can kind of pay attention to what you're feeling and see if that aligns for you. Here we go, Rose Oracle. Healing is happening. You're not broken. Trust the process. It is safe to soften. Ooh, I love this for you. I know the graphics are hard for you to see because they're all very smoky here. Healing is happening. It looks like we have maybe a medicine woman here, and some other women around her. You're not broken. I love that. Trust the process, and it is safe to soften. Beautiful. Capricorn energy. Think of the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, look, she's right on the bottom of this deck. Is known to be very driven, very disciplined. Capricorn itself can be rigid energy, structured energy. I got to stay on task, right? It can definitely has more masculine quality to it because it's 10th house, and all the themes of the 10th house, our persona, our career ambitions, right? Achievement oriented. It is the house of the father. So you get what I'm saying. Interesting. Got to keep my eye on that little cat. All right, so let's jump in. Four of Wands, beautiful. So let's see what's crossing the Four of Wands here. Five of Cups. The Five of Cups, usually we're looking in the past, right? Mistakes of the past, regrets of the past, some sadness maybe, something that we feel slipped through our fingers. So if we're thinking about this beautiful connection that maybe was at the threshold at the beginning of life partnership, and what's crossing us is, you know, what went wrong in the past. Yeah, that's sort of the theme of the reading here. The root of the problem, Five of Pentacles. So there may have been some ghosting. This may have been something that left you feeling devalued somehow, shunned even. But the Five of Pentacles is, yeah, it can be about abandonment, rejection. In the past, Five of Wands, you now have, right, that's Five of Wands is conflict. It can be from an outside source. It can be tension and drama. He's literally on a big, huge tear today. I don't know what his deal is. But yeah, so you've got the fives here are usually about change and not the easy kind. So top of mind for you is the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, and Queen of Pentacles is associated with Capricorn energy. So I love that I have now identified her from your oracle, and she was on the bottom of the clarifier deck, and she's coming through top of mind, Queen of Pentacles. This can be about your self-care now, right? She is also a feminine archetype of a life partner. So I love that she shows up in this reading. In the near future, we have the World card. So that's Saturn, and Saturn does rule the sign of Capricorn. So it is about new beginnings, but the World card talks about new beginnings that come at some other cycle's end. So we're closing something out when we see the World card, right? Because we've learned what we needed to learn. Lessons being learned, we close out the cycle, we have the new beginning. So we want to know where we are. Are we, still in the, are we between worlds? Are we closing out a cycle? Are we repeating the cycle? What is happening? That's like when we have a Saturn return in our life. When Saturn returns to the point it was at our birth, we're either going to repeat old lessons, or we're going to have a whole new beginning, and Saturn likes to reward us, pat us on the back for a job well done. You ever feel like you say, well, phew, I'm glad I'm not going to go through that again? That's Saturn coming into your life. So it feels to me like in the near future, you may have that opportunity to close out all this difficult energy from the past. The Five of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Wands. Okay? And maybe get your feet back on solid ground and take care of you. All right. So Spirit's message for you, Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands talks about, sometimes it's defensiveness and resistance. Sometimes it's taking a stand. It's asserting yourself. The hidden energy for your person is the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is anticipation. Something coming toward you, and so that's for them, right? That's the hidden energy. What you can't see about this person is they may be anticipating something. And then what we have is the Empress here in the outcome position, how things may unfold going forward. So, the Empress. Yeah, divine feminine energy, something very Venus-ruled, open, receptive, the highest and best of all four queens. And so we'll see what we get from it may be that you're opening up to something, that seems to be ascending. I'll just leave it at that. We'll see what the clarifiers. So, Four of Wands, Five of Cups. Ten of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, Hierophant. You definitely, this reading is talking about the woulda, coulda, shouldas, the sort of regrets you have. You at the beginning of life partnership and all the worry about commitment and the future. This long-term relationship, possibly thinking about marriage with this person, but something did not go well. Maybe, that rug got ripped out from under you. This person may have ghosted you. Things may have ended on bad terms, or right now it may seem like you weren't on the same page. I don't have all the story here yet, but it feels like that's how we're coming into the reading. We're focused on something to do with long-term commitment, your worry about that, the mistakes or the regrets around it. Five of Pentacles in the root of the problem. Three of Pentacles. Yeah, you weren't on the same page. Five of Wands again. Ace of Pentacles. I feel like you You thought maybe, yeah, we're up leveling this relationship. We're about to, maybe even talk of an engagement. Remember, it's a general reading, not a private reading, so it's going to be different for each of you. Please take it as it resonates for you. But, for some of you, it could have been that you thought you were on the same page, but then there was some kind of conflict, interference in the connection, drama, tension, competition of some sort, and what you thought was an offer, a new beginning, an up-leveling did not come to pass. And so it never even got off the ground is how it looks to me. So let's see that Five of Wands in more detail, what it was really about. Nine, it left you on your own. Nine of Pentacles, single person in tarot. There's the Emperor, Four of Wands, and so, Four of Swords, I'm sorry. So, yeah, definitely left to your own devices by this divine masculine, probably lots of drama around it. Leaving you to kind of deal with your healing on your own. So this potential marriage, or let's just say whatever it was about, we were going to take the next step. Whether it was moving in together, or getting engaged, or becoming more exclusive instead of just dating, whatever it was for you, whatever this was about, and taking it into something that was the beginnings of life partnership. And then it left you in this state of where you are now, looking back on it with like, what happened here, right? That Five of Cups. Look at her, she's, taking one of the cups here, and she's sort of sipping on that tea like, what the heck happened? It's wistful, but it's looking at it with, some measure of sadness. Sometimes it's about looking back with, what we brought to the party, what happened, how did it go so wrong? And so I'm trying to see here, the Three of Pentacles usually talks about cooperation, co-creation. That Five of Wands is like, yeah, we're jammed up here. And then over here, the Five of Wands, because that's also about the past, you're on your own here. This Emperor is leaving you to your own devices. You're a single person here now. And the Four of Swords from the bottom of the deck is your internal landscape is like, I'm left here to think about this and reflect on it and heal by myself. So now, Queen of Pentacles, top of mind. Queen of Cups, Seven of Swords, Knight of Cups. Almost, the cards from the bottom of the deck, for those who are new, just gotta let the new people know, it's what you can't see, because it's usually in your unconscious awareness. So you're not leading with it, right? And so it's there, but it's not a conscious part of your reality. Or it's in your person's unconscious awareness, or it's playing out behind the scenes between the two of you, but it's not something you're talking about. But I like to factor it in so that I can bring it into conscious awareness so you can look at it. And I'm seeing this Knight of Cups, and it's like, here you are trying to stay grounded. It's like, I'm ready for something stable. I'm ready for a long-term partnership. I want my stability back, right? I need to take care of me. I need to put myself first. But then there's another part of you that we've got this Queen of Cups. And it's your heart. It's your emotional availability for this person. It's your, that part of you that still has connectedness. And then we've got that Seven of Swords. And it's like, but this, this person, there's some, whether it's avoidance or whether they pulled a fast one, whether you don't trust their intentions, you don't know why they kind of ran off. This could represent the runner in this person, the quality of a runner that maybe just kind of left you high and dry if it was a ghosting situation. But then still, in your unconscious awareness, you really want this person to come in with their love, to come in with their emotional availability, with their heart on their sleeve, with their emotional vulnerability. So to some degree, despite whatever this Seven of Swords represents to you, deception, betrayal, right? Lies even, avoidance, whatever it represents for you specifically, whoever you are watching, you still want this. You still kind of, because it wouldn't be there if on some level internally you didn't want them to come in with some measure of romance, some measure of love, some measure of, an offer from their heart that your heart is open to. So I find it interesting because the rest of what I'm seeing here is so difficult and feels so painful. It's painful for me. I'm like choking here as I read. So whoever you are, you're one tough cookie with a big heart. So in the near future, we have the World card, your ruling planet Saturn. If you're here as the Capricornian, I should say that. Six of Swords. Wow. Wow. Page of Swords and the Ace of Wands. Okay. So I feel like it's a new cycle coming in. So let me just say this before I finish the interpretation. I'm going to go right here. I'm kind of backtracking a little bit because now this got my attention. Remember how I said Saturn likes to reward you, give you a pat on the back, job well done, before you're kind of spun out of the old cycle into a new cycle? This is exactly what this card, healing is happening. And then it says, you're not broken. Trust the process. It is safe to soften. It is safe to soften. Queen of Pentacles. Remember how I said she's like the rock. She can be firm and sometimes, driven and disciplined, and the family counts on her. She's got that sort of solid quality to her. And then we have the Queen of Cups. And she's the empath of the tarot. It is safe to soften. And I just missed it a moment ago till I saw this. And so I feel what's happening here is, never mind what this person's deal is. It's like you're softening a little bit. That doesn't mean that you're a doormat. That's not what I'm saying. There's room in your heart for this person. If they were to find a way to explain, right? To be vulnerable and explain themselves, right? To make an offer, to be vulnerable, to speak from their heart, to let you know what it was that happened, etc. Because when Saturn comes in, and that's what I'm feeling about the World card, you get to close out the old cycle and move past it. You get to collect your $200 freaking dollars and pass go. You know what I mean? Because you're trusting the process. You're softening those sharper edges. And the Page of Swords is that moment where you're like, well, I'm curious now. Now I'm not coming from anger or a lot of pain. I've done some healing. I did it. I'm working on it. I'm in the process of it. And I'm moving through it. And I'm curious, but I'm not going to let it hold me up. I'm moving past the turbulence to some peace of mind, into a new cycle, a new beginning, and I'm motivated. Right? I'm taking this gift from Spirit. Now remember, it's from the bottom of the deck. So it's like there's a little bit of fire inside that says, yeah, I want more for me. I want more for me. Whatever happens with this person, I want more for me. They come back, they don't come back, I want more for me. I'm lit up. So I really kind of see that as what happens. So you do have a little curiosity about this person and you're open to them, but that's on the bottom of the deck. So that's sort of internal, and you got love and passion here that resides within. Your heart is softening, okay? And you're curious about why they ran or why they weren't, on the level or were out of integrity, because it might seem out of character to you, but you're not letting it stop you or slow you down. I love it. I love it. Lots of progress. Lots of personal growth, we like to call it. So let's see Spirit's message. 7 of Wands. 3 of Cups. 6 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands again. So your message from Spirit is very interesting because you've got the bookends of those 7 of Wands, and in between is like reconciliation. 6 of Pentacles, it's kind of like, the 6 of Pentacles is about reciprocity, is about generosity, is about, two people who are really going to be, well, in this case, because that's what I'm reading about, really be invested. 100. You got to be all in. It can't be a half-assed thing. You both have to give as well as receive and be generous with your time, with your energy, with your resources, right? With your love, with your spirit. And it's about that sense of, well, I can't just be giving when it's convenient. Relationships that you're committed to, it's not always convenient. So we got to reconcile that. And it feels to me like you're being told here, you have to assert yourself or you have to take a pass. Okay? So it's not about being defensive, like, in a mean way. It's about standing up for yourself. Accept no substitutions. You know what you deserve, so that's what you need to take a stand for, assert yourself for, and you can have a reconciliation and a coming back together that is definitely celebratory, provided it meets with your approval. And that's like kind of even a bit of a boundary thing. The Wands is about what you desire, but it's also about your passion and about I don't want to say limits. There's another word I want to use that lets people know how you value yourself too, right? Like, these are my terms here of engagement. So you've got to understand this is what I want for myself, what I desire for myself. And so I can't accept less. So it's kind of falls in the line of boundaries is how I'm seeing it for you as this message comes through. It could be very joyful if this person understands what you require. But if they can't, if they don't, then you have to know that that's a hard pass. Okay? So I feel you're getting the bookends for a reason. Now this person's hidden energy is they're anticipating something. 3 of Wands, which is really interesting. There you are, Empress. So the 3 of Wands is the ship's coming in card, right? You usually see the person with the 3 wands and you see the harbor and the ships coming in. It's not as obvious in this deck. And I say it's that you're anticipating something arriving. And then we have the Empress, which is now in our outcome position. And you're the Empress. You're the Divine Feminine. And then we have the 2 of Swords. And the 2 of Swords can be a crossroads energy or it can be a decision-making card, right? I feel like this person is waiting on you to decide whether you want them or not. Okay? Underneath we have, in the unconscious awareness, we have Justice. Justice talks about fairness and balance and harmony. It also talks about accountability. So on some level internally, this person must be aware that they're accountable to something here. But it doesn't look like they are the ones yet. Like the way I'm reading it, and I could be wrong. So, it happens. I'm going to dive deeper for around this person. Let's call them the Emperor for all intents and purposes. That's what's coming through here in the extended. So we'll get deeper into this in the extended. But it looks to me like they're kind of anticipating you making a decision. Okay? I'm not seeing it any other way right now. But they're either aware that they're at a crossroads and you may be in decision-making mode. As far as accountability, it's still in their unconscious awareness right now. Let's look at the outcome position, meaning how might things unfold going forward. We have your energy there. The Star, Queen of Wands, 7 of Cups. Okay, so the 7 of Cups in your internal landscape, yeah, it can be a little overwhelming. Lots of options, lots of things to process on an emotional level. But notice where it is. It's from the bottom of the deck. It's like, you're coming from trusting the universe, that it has your back. You're reclaiming your power, your magic. I love that Queen of Wands for you. You're getting your fire back. Stella gets her groove back. I kind of love this whole reading. So even though you may be a little jittery and having some moments now and then, tears may flow, energies may be a little all over the place at times, it's okay. Just trust the process. And I feel like your heart has softened a bit, or is in the process of. You may be open to this person returning, but it looks like they're anticipating you making a decision. Okay? So I'm just saying that for now, and we're going to look at that in the extended. So before I get to the astrology that showed up here, let me tell you about what we're going to do. In the extended, I'm going to jump into their energy and see how they size up this connection presently. Like what are they processing? We have a little sneak peek, but let's get into a deeper dive. How do they see you, or think about you, or feel about you in this moment? Check that out. What are their intentions toward you and toward this connection? I am going to grab you an extra card from Spirit, because whatever comes out, I want you to get more guidance, because this was interesting, but I want more. So that's what we're going to do, and there are links below. I give you 3 options. There are 3 possible ways to get extendeds. Option number 2, so the second link, is just this extended one and done. So you purchase it, you get an email with the link, and you watch it, and it's good for 30 days. You can watch as much as you want. Link number 1 is, and link number 3 are memberships. Okay, so link number 1 is a Capricorn monthly membership. It is an auto renew, but you get 3 other collections in addition to Capricorn. You get the new moon, the full moon, and the monthly energy updates. Meaning, when you want to watch this video, once you purchase, you have to go into moments.com with your email address as your username and the password you created. And if you didn't create one, you'll need to create one. And you go in like you would to any membership, or like Netflix, right? And on the left-hand navigation bar, you'll find subscription. You'll click on that. You'll open up your membership. Probably only have one that says Capricorn. And then you scroll to your collection. They're all right there. Sometimes it takes it a second or 2 to load, because there's a lot of extendeds in there. And the ones that pop up right first are the newest ones, but you can go all the way back. You can see every Capricorn extended I've ever done, because you get all the history, right? And this one, and then all the ones I'm ever going to do, as long as your membership is active. You can scroll to the full moon collection, the new moon collection, the monthly energy update collection, and watch all of those readings. Jump over to YouTube, watch a reading, come back to the moments, just pin the tab. It's really wonderful, and it's really easy to navigate. And if you ever get confused, just email me at awakenedpriestess@gmail.com, and I will help you. I'm really easy to contact, and I'm very responsive. Okay? And then for those of you who are tarot junkies, or who tend to watch 3 or more extendeds per month, you want the all access pass. And that's the vault, and that's the 3rd option, and that one has everything, okay, that I've ever put in there. So just so you know, it's overwhelming because it has everything. So I just wanted to let you know, if you've enjoyed this reading and other readings, and you've been watching for a while and it's just slipped your mind and you haven't done so, please do subscribe. It doesn't cost a thing to subscribe, but it helps me out enormously. So thank you for that in advance. Here we go. We've got Taurus here for the Hierophant. We have Virgo in the 9 of Pentacles, Aries in the Emperor, Capricorn in the Queen of Pentacles, Cancer in the Queen of Cups, Pisces in the Knight of Cups, Saturn in the World card, which is Capricorn and Aquarius. We have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius in the Page of Swords. The Empress is Venus, Taurus, and Libra. Justice in the Justice is Libra. Empress. Did Empress come out twice? Yeah, I already said Empress. The Star is Aquarius. Queen of Wands is Aries. And that fabulous oracle healing is happening. You're not broken. Trust the process. It's safe to soften. That's what I have for you. Really fabulous reading. I'm headed to the extended. I'll see you there in a second. Bye for now.